All right. Okay. 5 minutes till the hour it closed. We took a little power nap. We were a little bit late to the party here. Missed that little news pop, the non-farm bounce hit. What was that? 315 in buy side. Engineered 161 sell side, another 146 sell side. Could be coming back on these as a slingshot. Volume point of control down at 859. Let's go get some coffee and say what's up in that Discord. What's up, everyone? Hello, hello. A little bit late to the news party. Hopefully somebody caught that little pop. Be right back for some coffee. Coffee. The cacophony of coffee. Okay. Yo, 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 yo. Hey, a long time no see. How you been? Good. Doing good, too. Got to another 8-day payout cycle for the Apex account, so submitted it. Let's hopefully it's under it. They already got the under review thing pretty quick this time, so we didn't have any like weird issues like that like 3 weeks ago when the Ninja Trader froze and it messed up my like order and possibly put me in like a situation which I had to trade another 8 days on. So I didn't have anything like that. So it was pretty easy in terms of like it just went to the take profits with little drawdown for 8 days. So there was no losing days. There was no weird things that I could see them possibly like saying no to. So should be okay. Yeah, if you give them an out, they'll take the out. That's for sure. Top Step doesn't care really. Say what? Tarot. Love me some tarot. It's odd how like the interest, like I didn't come into, yeah, I came into interest of you because of your nebula thing, and then just how many things we have in common after getting to know you is kind of funny. There's some sort of like connection, I would say, cosmologically. I don't know about that. You can speak for yourself on that one. But like the fact that you had all the Arkham horror and everything, and you were into comics, and I was like, wait, what? Whoa, we're like brothers from another mother. The spleen, spleenification. There's no such thing as normal, so normal dog. I don't even know what that is. Dot McGraw. Spooky action at a distance. Non-farm. Non-farm poop hole. What was the news for that exactly? What is their expectation? Trade deficit. Interesting. How do they get the balance sheet on that exactly? That's interesting. Just like, oh, we just got the numbers in. All the car. Like an actual watermelon? It has this like Oh, what is that? They used to have a whole thing on like that people were into, like robo tripping or whatever. It has some sort of chemical in it that makes people like go to this weird realm. DXM or something like that. That's why they made cough syrup taste bad or whatever, because people abused it. Nice. Renko is fun. One of the other non-time bound methods. And it's Japanese. Japanese made 3 systems, including the candlesticks. They have Ichimoku, Renko, and what was the third? Heikin-ashi. Those are the 3 still used. Yeah, they always call it like what how do Americans say it again? I can't even pretend anymore. Heikin-ashi? Yeah, they say heikin, but it's heiking. Heiking means average. So it would make sense that it's an average priced candle. Renko comes from renga, which is brick. And then Ichimoku means 1 cloud. Moku is cloud, and then Ichi is 1. Those are the 3 modern methods that have been around for a while from Japan. But still used today because they're valid, basically. Good luck. Hide your jewelry, maybe. Polaroids. Oh, I'm just taking a picture of these pipes. I mean, wait, that came out wrong. Okay. I have no, it's like literally no expectation for anything today. Not gonna trade the Apex until they give me a yes or no either way, because I already traded. Technically, I traded 10 days apparently, because I was trading before they reviewed or they approved the last one, because I was just like tired of waiting. It took them a hot minute to say yes or whatever, but I was like not sure if the last one, honestly, I don't know if there was any fishy moments. There's definitely none in this cycle. I just did 2 contracts the entire time and played it really frugal. So we'll just do the top step, if anything, today. So here's no trade so far. "20 minutes until showtime. It's showtime." Gaming stuff. How's the Switch 2? You said you got your account banned. What was that about? Yeah, what happened? Wait, what? For what? Yeah, I had an issue with somebody like that like 2 weeks ago in a store because he asked me to sign the back of my credit card because I didn't sign it or whatever, but I've never been asked that before. And I was like, I'll just put in I was like, I'll just put in my PIN number. Like, here's my ID. What the heck? What do you need? But I'm not gonna jump through your hoop. And then he's like, well, it says here we have to. I'm like, I've never been asked that, and I've been in this country 20 plus years. And I was like, you can have your product back. I'm out. Is there a problem, dude? And then like got right in his face because I was like feeling discriminated against. It's weird to be like get anger over like a white boy getting discriminated against, but it happens here. It's never, but I never had like a, yeah, I never, it I could stomach it for so many years, but after decades, I'm just like, I call it where I see it in the moment. I'm like, I've never seen that, and I showed him my thing. I was like, look here, bitch, it says permanent resident. Like, you have a problem with that? It's like I'll never come back here again. I was like, this store is gonna go out of business. There's never anyone here anyway. It's like, how are you gonna? He was like older than me, working at like a retail shop. It's like that's the only moment he had like to be a. I'll show this whippersnapper. You didn't sign the back here. It's like I could just buy it on Amazon, man. We have some problems with some foreigners like yourself in these parts. There was one there was one time a guy closed a bus door in my face that I always took home after work, and it was like I did the same routine I did for years, and he just drove off in my face, and I like didn't expect what to happen, but I like jumped out in front of the bus and was like, stop. And I was like, whoa, what am I doing? But I just like wouldn't let it pass. I was like, I'm gonna make you late now because you left without me. But it wasn't even like the train was late. He like literally waited until I got to the door and like slammed the door in my face and just drove off. I was like, wait, wait, what? And I tapped on the door like, wait, 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 wait. It was like a movie, like, and he wouldn't stop. So I just ran in front of the bus. Right. Yeah, it's those type of moments where it's like it wasn't going the way I expected, and it just like triggers this weird reaction that I didn't know I had in me. Normally I'm like this, like a Hindu cow, just like a super calm. Thankfully I didn't get in trouble for that, but some other passerby was like, if you have a problem, just call his manager. I was like, yeah, what am I doing? I thought originally I thought they were saying it did, and Vance was like the person, but I guess I don't know. I don't know how that stuff works. Condemns Trump mega bill before vote. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I don't get it. And then for a regular person to get, yeah, and for like a regular person to get pulled into that where they worry about that stuff on a daily basis is like the world's got more things to focus on than that. Is it still active? Wait. Is that good? Oh, that's not good. Well, if you're like, I don't know, if you have a lot of bloat or whatever, that could be a good thing. Just means you like had stuff to pass out. 10 days is a pretty short time for that much, though. 4. Damn. Did you have the chemo or anything? Just like, just doing whatever? Yeah, maybe you just had a different portion size and just throughout, like, even if you just stop eating a little bit for a couple days, like you cycle through, like your digestive system has like anywhere between like 7 to 10 pounds just going through it. So if you just let that pass, like you lose a lot of digestive weight, not even fat related. And you have water weight too. If it's hotter, are you drinking water? Have fun. Do 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 do. You can, if you guys are staying here, you can go to the YouTube and just see if you want some footprints and some volume imbalance. Sorry about that. Does ES have anything above or below? Just kind of laddered in the middle, but not anything distinctly on one side or the other. If I had to guess, I would say there's more down at the VWAP and throughout the whole way here on, downside. But what do I know? Trend's been up. What's up, Gar? Welcome, welcome. Nothing really significant in terms of delta. For the session, we pushed into 1K in positive delta, and we're holding this push up at the value area high at 895. So it's still only 880 in buy side aggression thus far for this trading day. And the entire prior to the push created a little volume node down at the 860s that we pushed up out of. Pushed up out of. You got the previous month's high, which is basically last week. And we kind of bounced off the June 30th volume point of control in Confluence. Oh, sorry, I didn't notice, Gar. Sorry about that. Let me see. It goes to, accept order flow code. Okay, do the 2. Hello. Yo. Yo. No, 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 no. Boop, boopy doo. Here you go. And here you go. And Okay, let's get this show on the road in 4 minutes. What's up, Jonesy? How's it going? About to sweep the 935 region. There's some resting orders up there from down below. Possibly 950. Let's go see. Yes, wanting to do much of the same. It's 300s perhaps. We will see. Mon ami. Three minutes. Let's kind of zoom out a little bit, get a little context here. Okay. Okay, let's just leave this up for now. Whatever. One minute or less. 46 seconds. And we are off to see the wizard. The wonderful Wizard of Oz. Here we go. 950 getting swept. Going for new highs. Another cumulative 1,000 in buy side taken with this push up. Almost at 23,000. Pretty crazy. ES took out the 300s. ES kind of drifting up. Well, NQ kind of sputtering. NQ wants to go test a little bit of sell side here. I took that for a little bit of a miniature scalperoo. Stop at break even on the runner. 200 locked in. It's a win either way. I was seeing some buyer enter here. I'll circle it. It was definitely a long attempt at a long by 100 lot, and then I was like, they could get roped in for some buyer absorption, and then yeah, I just took it for like a little bit of a counter trend scalp. Just gonna stop the runner with this push up here. Maybe. Not moving anything, just letting it do what it's gonna do. Stopped. Easy. But that's it. We'll see. Can we see another thing or not? There's a 500 buyer that's at 300 on the ladder, holding the price up on ES. A spoofaroo. Hitting some more buy side here. Another 200 in buy side taken up at that 980s. Not seeing anything just yet. A lot of sellers. So 262 lot up at 310 on ES. Looks like it wants to gravitate up to that resting order. That 554 buy wall at 299. NQ playing with the stops of the buyers. As ES drifts up, it like kind of sputters. Creating an idiot box and barcoding zone here, another volume shelf node. Went up about 50 points from the previous high. Generally generating a lot of sell side with not super aggressive follow through. Looks like it could be like a Delta slingshot engineering in the making. Like you think we're going short, psych, and then go short. Hold back on 290 and sell side here. How's ES holding? It's relatively stable comparatively. Buyers that entered didn't get above their entry at 952. ES now starting to follow suit to the downside. That 500 lot at 6299 might get hit. Populating the 300s with some orders. Nice. Yeah, it is a half day today, so be weary of that. So it pulled back on about 1,000 in sell side. Coming back on the buyers that bought at 944 in terms of like potential of reward, maybe. Nope. Not done with the sell side yet. We took that group there. Needs to hold above them for me to be confident. Nope. Is this buyer? They didn't budge that resting order at 298 or 662.98. Could just be a pullback for long. Get in line with the trend, you know what I mean? Get in line with the trend. And we just peeled off another contract on that long idea. When it came back, so it was hitting some sell side. When it came back on these buyers, I got in at, what is that, 943? And runner is running. Here we go. Now we're up 60 ticks on the runner. A 69 seller entered at 956. That could be fuel to the upside. Thank you, 69 seller. Thank you very much. They're going to slingshot you maybe. I just moved my stop into profit to 954. If it pulls back at 954, I'm out. That's just below that guy, so hopefully all right. It's pretty jittery right now. What's going on? Nice. This is paying on the top step. We had a $1,000 day yesterday. This could go to 1,000 maybe, if we're lucky. We hit the volume imbalance, so on the 1,000 tick, we're gonna burst through that or what? Another 98 seller, or sorry, 58 seller at 956. It's gonna stop my runner. Stopped. 640, not bad. I could take a payout on this, but I'm trying to build it up. I'm not trying to be like hopeful of something that may or may not occur, but I just would like to take a more decent payout than that. But coming back on these 120 sellers at 956, this could be the slingshot you need for a long. I'm chilling for a minute to let my senses heighten and not be clouded by emotion of a win. But yeah, I mean, that looks like it could be a continuation. Yes, looking like it wants to get to that 310 target of 228 contracts. You got this guy up above, like, yo, come fill me. Confluence. Had some money flow divergence here on the quantum. Hidden bullish. Lower low on the money flow, higher low on the price at the previous month high. That was also where I was looking at a point of interest. Like if we couldn't break the previous month high, we're going to probably use that as a bounce zone. We rejected off of it one time, so flipping it into support perhaps. Flip, 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 flip. Yeah, ES wants to sweep that 310 zone. That ordered that wasn't a spoof. That was like a literal like buy wall. So they're like, nah, go ahead and fill me. I'm confident. You want to give me that price? Go for it. So like a spoof, when it gets down to that, will like remove it and move it lower because they don't want to fill. They're using it as a way to gravitate. But they were happy to take that price because they didn't budge. So sometimes that becomes the wall. And then they populated the 300s when it got there and just took it. So I was watching that and thinking, they're defending. There's a lot going on. I just don't say it all the time because it's a lot to absorb in the beginning. But yeah, when I was seeing it come back on these buyers and reward them again, I was like, okay, the sellers are losing control perhaps. And then I went long. Should have just put it at break even and not let the ATM do it, but whatever. Not going to regret that. Anyway, there's 220 buyers stepping up to the plate here. These are some likely force bought sellers. Volume point of control now changing to this region. So this is now turning into an official volume node. Lots of volume trading in this 969, 970 region. It's doing a good job at maintaining 1,000 delta for the session despite going into all-time highs. So there's like sellers populating the delta within all of this. So they're doing a good job at keeping it like fresh with sellers. Like there's now pulling back into like 130 in aggressive selling, but then will it hold? PMI in 9 minutes. Thanks for sharing. Yeah. There's another, the 500 lot player moved their thing to the, whoa. They moved it up because they was like, yeah, wow. They had a target above they aimed at. They just swept the 310s and beyond. Went all the way to like 319. You just hit 700 in buy side with that push up there. Crazy. If you're still in that long, you're getting pizzade right now. And that whale just got filled. Okay, so that was kind of nice. It was nice to be in line with what was happening, the upside. We were like, that was a good enough pullback of any here, and watched it come back above, and we're in. No hesitation, just did it. Push the button, see what happens. Low hanging fruit. That's all you need. A few of those, even a few of those a week, you're on track. I think this is like the 7th trading day for this top step, but just trying to get it to like a nice number. Maybe tomorrow we'll request it. I want to get it to a cushion zone where I can take the payout and then have it ready to go for another 5 days and not be like super worried about it. Because this will be the last ability to have one in Ninja Trader. It'll be cool to have one and be like, how do you have a Ninja Trader on top step? And I'll be like, oh, yeah. I would like to keep it, so. Apparently, they won't discontinue it if you still have one. If it's a funded account. Only the combines will stop in August. A lot of volume trading here. You got 96, 125 buyers. Like the buyers are ready to reprice the higher tiers. They're just not caring that they're buying just below 23K. They're like, nah, 23K is coming, bro. And there's 84 contracts up there too. So all these little circled buyers are just getting rewarded. That's the freight train you don't want to stand in front of. It is the upside trend. My only regret was not putting it at break even, but slightly below these guys. When it pulled back a little bit to the 50s, it stopped me out. Should have just kept the runner at break even to see what happened for the day. But in ATM strategy, we trust. $23K about to hit. And hit. Another 133 buyer up there. Most likely a buy stop of a seller. Because that was a resting order that was there for a while. You got the hourly close in 5 minutes. No, I just watch it as it's moving. Because I have it dead center and it's also on here on the left side. So as I'm looking at the footprints, I can see the volume point of controls here and the value area highs there. So I can kind of see that they're creating a node. And then this middle one is like zoomed out. So left is like hyper zoomed in, and then middle is like zoomed out. And then I could see that that node was being like defended or whatever. How much do I trail? Well, it's yeah, it depends on the ATM strategy I'm using. I was using a tight scalp strategy. I didn't know if it was going to be trending or not today. So it was a tight trailing ATM, but I have a wider one, which gives it a little more breathing room. Technically, I could do that with the top step because it's an end of day. I had the same ATM I was using for my Apex. Apex is not so forgiving, although I passed the trailing threshold a long time ago. So technically, I could treat it like an end of day, but you don't want to. They have like a 30% rule on your profits. Like if you have like, you know, let's say you make $2,000 and you give back like 30% of that, like 500, $600 or something. I don't know what 30% is right now, maybe 600 or whatever. But yeah, like if you gave back that, they would be like you disqualified yourself for giving up your unrealized or something. So they want you to take the real unrealized when it's there. That's the difference. Whereas Top Step, you could set it at break even and then and just let it do what it's going to do all day and then just close it out at a, you know, whatever percentage you got. And they don't care about it's not trailing. Unrealized is not a factor. Nice. Cool, cool. Now the 300s have been broken. There's a new area to look at. Yes, you have another 257 up at 320. Like me saying that sweep of the 300s, or sorry, 310s was going to be, you know, coming, and then it went all the way to 319-ish and was just like, nah, we're skipping all that. Okay, 1 minute before the hourly close, so you're getting the end of battle for the wick. The Wickening. John Wick, the Wickening. Looking to be a pretty strong hourly close. "23 seconds. The ES order book is getting cleared for the news. What is the news again? PMI. There you go. Okay, it's a red folder. Watch your trades. 10 seconds. There we go. Mm-mm-mm. What did the news say? Just within the forecast. Just flipping all the sell side into buy side up at the top. Don't want to stand in front of a freight train. $320 has 266 up there on ES. Repopulated after the news. Popping some shorts. 131 buy side at 35. All right. Nice. Andrew, good job. Where's that information being populated from with the GEC stuff? I'm curious. Hop, skip, and a jump from the 320s for ES, and there's 300 contracts there. This is like a long and chill day, it seems. It's just straight up, 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 up. Huh. Burst up to this 2350s, seeming more likely. Same with ES clearing the 320s. Nice. It's a fair amount of like buyers up here at 46 and 45, and there's some more just adding at 44, 111. This entire thing is like 500 buyers. In price disco, we're in price discovery. No structure up here, just the sky's the limit. Hit a 97, bunch of contracts, a buy side up at 23.50. No end in sight. Getting repriced into new territories, into the 23Ks. Trend dots to the upside, everything pointing to 2 o'clock, just saying strong buy. Every batch of sellers, like until they get seller fatigue, it's just they don't need to pull back. Every batch of sellers, like they're 68.53, like they could just use those for more fuel to turn them into another 100 lot up there. And they just get absorbed. Like you don't want to try to pick a top. It can be more irrational than your liquidity. Like I said, long and chill. No reason to short. I remember when it was at 15K and it just went the AI boom, and it's like you did not want to short that. So we're in price discovery, so I can't make a prediction of what it's going to do up here. It just looks like it could go, but you have some inflection points to look at the 50s and the 44s. When it starts to pull back on the 44 lot, then the buyer fatigue could be setting in. So those are levels to look at. You got a volume imbalance down at 32 and 12, 23.12 that we could recover at some point in the session. Keyword at some point. But I'm not going to be here for it because I got to get rested for Friday. And remember, we have an early close today. So, yeah, there's that. All right, guys, I'm going to call it here. Green for the day. That's good. Green is good. So stay frugal, stay green, and stay blessed.